Okay, in this video, I'm going to be planning the drawing for this thumbnail that I did here in my little spiral sketchbook. But before I start to draw it, I actually need to basically take a look at the page here. This is 11 by 17 comic book pre-ruled artboard. And I'm going to be approaching this drawing as if it could potentially be a cover. So what I need to do basically is divide the page into the sections that I will eventually be drawing all the different components, right? So the top here, I'm going to place a logo there. And so my approach is basically to block out this area here. And I apologize, the video is a little light, but I'm putting these little guides that you can see, different colors. Anyway, there's the logo of the Sky Dreamers, part of my Realm Ethereal series. So that's the place I account for, first place I account for. Now I need to work on the rest of the image, everything below that. And so based on this thumbnail sketch that I have, see where I can place this, where I can see this, probably looks about right there. The next part I need to plan for is the section, as I was saying, below the logo. So basically all this area underneath is what I have to work with to put down all these characters. So looking at those eyes to begin with, I'm going to kind of block out a zone here where the eyes will more or less be drawn on this sheet. So I'm also going to be overlaying some of the parts of the thumbnail here. So the next part is I'm going to have to plan to make space. And again, for the next section, which are these 5 characters here in the upper top half of this thumbnail. So that's what I'm doing here, very lightly, just roughly blocking in a space, a section, if you will, of the drawing board. And there it is, outlined in blue, and I've dropped in the characters. So that blue zone represents pretty much the space I have to work with. So the next part is I have this character here. He's larger in as far as his physical appearance, just for the sake of this illustration. He's not really a giant, but to kind of add some contrast and almost have kind of like a movie poster style type of illustration, I block him in. He's got his own section here. And then as you see, I'll put a little orange line over there, and there's the thumbnail. So you can see how I'm starting to block out sections. Now I'll block out this next character here, who is Baldur, and then right next to him will be Kaja Minor from as you read in The Dream Awakens, and then of course there's going to be a dragon featured as well. The dragon is Decima, so that's the character's name. So anyway, as I block all these elements, all these figures in place on the drawing board, I pretty much give myself these sections, these areas on the drawing board, as you can see here, that I kind of limit myself as to where I can draw. So again, the eyes, I have that clearly marked here. Then I have, after that, of course, the characters in the middle, these 5 characters that I've designated in this little, get my camera back in focus here, as I've designated back on the board as where they're going to be placed, more or less. And then of course Commander Kaisel, who is here denoted by that orange outline, and then the characters again, Baldur, Kaja, and Decima. So it's very helpful when I begin to plan out the stages of how I'm going to lay out a page. I literally do this type of approach. Now I don't do these colors on the board, and it's all pencil, but for the sake of this video, that's why these colored outlines are here. So you can see how in my mind how I approach a layout, and I basically section off a page. I create these little spaces, these bubbles. I used to call them envelopes of space that I will draw within there, and it just ensures that I've taken into account the size of the paper, the bleed, and everything that I need to have for a successful drawing. This isn't digital, it's all drawn by hand, so I really have to plan what I do to make sure that it all fits on the page. Not saying I can't make a mistake or have to realize I've got to move something. Kind of sucks when you're drawing in a pencil and you have to repencil and move things, but that's part of the craft of drawing with pencils and ink on paper. Anyway, thanks for watching this short video. This is just my explanation of how I go about drawing a composition like this. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're so inclined, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this. And it'd be great if you could subscribe as well. Thanks for watching.